Hello friends, this is your friend Amrita, and as I've been posting music videos, and of late I have posted one educational video that was purely on HR, as I am the HR and I work on this field for now for at least 8.5 years. So, in my last session, I have explained the 6 stages of HRM or HR life cycle. And what are those? Let me just recapitulate them. Attraction, okay, where you attract the talent pool, which are the main asset of your company. Then comes the recruitment part, which is very vital, and with the help of different techniques you recruit them with the help of interviews and tests. So that was the second stage, and the third was onboarding, acclimatizing new employees to the new setting of work so that they are comfortable, and the position that they are recruited for, they should be the suitable one. So the 3 stages, and then comes the development. Yes, it is very essential. So the development part, it includes the training, development, learning, so that they are on continuous process of learning, so that they don't feel themselves stagnated or isolated in any way. So development, their skills and personal improvement is needed. And then comes retention. Retention is also important, just like the procurement and development. So retention, after retention comes the separation. So the last stage is the separation, which is when an employee leaves the company. So there should be an exit interviews, and proper settlement should be done. So these are the 6 stages, my friend, I have explained. Please check my video. And today I'm going to explain, and I'm going to elaborate and throw some light on the evolution of HRM or OB, organizational behavior. Okay, please watch my video and do subscribe, like, share and comment. Thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about the evolution of HRM or OB, organizational behavior. So it is of different era. Okay, like I can tell you there are 5 if I categorically divide in that way. So first comes the pre-classical era, that is before 1900 century. Then there is classical, which is a year around 1900 to 1930, and then behavioral, and then comes quantitative, and the last modern. So these are the 5 stages or the 5 eras of the evolution of HRM or OB, organizational behavior. So pre-classical, classical, behavior, quantitative, modern. So pre-classical is just the beginning. It's just a sort of idea that was conceived by the experts, and then comes the era that is the classical era between 1900 to 1930. So this era marks the remarkable achievement of some people, like experts like Taylor, Fayol, and there are others also like Max Weber. So I'm going to explain Taylor, who proposed the term scientific management. So he conceived the notion like scientific technique can be used. Well, management, you can term it as it is both art and science, because you need to know the art how to manage It is definitely an art. And science, yes, because you need to know the techniques, you need to know the tools that helps to manage the resource. So Teller proposed scientific management and the different implementations of that. So then there was Fair. So he said that management could be termed as PODSCORP. So what is PODSCORP? PODSCORP, and each letter, the abbreviation, signifies certain elements. And what are those? P for planning, O for organizing, D for direction, S for stuffing, C for coordinating, O for organizing, and B for budgeting. All these are important pillars or elements for management. So he proposed that we need to follow PODSCORP. And along with this, he also mentioned 14 principles of management. So what are those 14 principles of management? I'm going to name them. Okay. So firstly, there is division of work. Okay, the work should be properly divided because every person cannot do every task at a time. So yes, these days we are all trying to excel on multitasking, but still we believe that there should be a specialization approach as well. So division of work as per skill, as per competency. While recruiting, we need to keep these things on mind. And then authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility goes hand in hand and together. If you're giving some responsibility, you need to give that person some authority as well. So delegation of authority and assignment of responsibility. So this is all about that. And the third, like discipline. Obviously, without discipline, we cannot move forward. So some discipline should be maintained in any sphere of life also, right? So discipline, unity of command, unity of direction. These are also more or less when we define, like we need to have that unity to give command and direction, a proper direction for the employees and to set up. So interest to general interest, subordination of individual. Okay, remuneration, the remuneration part, the pay package and all. So these should be properly maintained. Then centralization, the hierarchy or the authority. It can be like the triangle or the pyramid approach, or kind of, or flat organizations also do exist these days. So these are there. So the hierarchy part, equity, order, stability of tenure, scalar change, initiative, esprit corps, which means unity is strength. So I have already mentioned the 14 principles of management, which was first conceived by Fair. So other than that, there is also another like expert, or Max Weber, whom I have mentioned. He has also made some contribution in this classical era of management. So what did he do? He tried to relate to the laws, to the principles. Okay, like laws and principles that we need to follow. Suppose for any kind of task, there should be some rules, some laws at least, which help us to go ahead with that. So other than this, pre-classical, classical, after that there is behavioral approach, or the behavioral era, that marks the contribution of Hawthorne, Maslow, theory X and Y, which was I'm going to explain gradually. So Hawthorne, who said that there are different factors that initiates productivity, like the elimination. Okay, so well, due to elimination, productivity may not increase, but if there is no proper elimination or if there is no proper hygiene, then the productivity will surely reduce. So he mentioned those factors. Okay, and this Hawthorne study or Hawthorne the theory, it was proposed by Elton Meyer. Okay, and other than this, there is the Maslow's the famous Maslow's 5 factors. Okay, and what are those? Physiological needs, safety, social, self-esteem, self-actualization. So these are the pyramid, and everything is needed gradually. First the basic, that is the physiological, then safety, then social need, then self-esteem, and the final self-actualization. When there is everything has been fulfilled, just the self-satisfaction and all that lies in the top. So in this way he proposed the 5 factors of human needs. So, and there was a theory called theory X and Y. So Y means it's assumed that it's all good, and X means some dispute. So that was all about behavioral era. Then there is quantitative, so wherein like things get more into numerical or using some formulae or principles. With the help of that shows the beginning of modern era. So quantitative approach means management science operation, MIS, like keeping it into systematic manner, proper record keeping. Okay, and HR is something which we all know that we have to keep it confidential. So maintaining the records, because with the help of past records or the retrospective thing, we analyze and we decide for the next be it appraisal or whatever. So the past record and everything should be properly maintained. So that helps to guide and formulate a new policy or modify policy. So that is also important and should not be neglected. So now the final one is the modern, wherein the system theory, contingency theory, theory Z, which was proposed by William Auchi, so which also has 3 characteristics. So what are those? Like, it depends on 3 things: trust, participation, boundaryless organization. So that was all about theory Z. So if I just summarize the whole session, it would be pre-classical, classical, behavioral, quantitative, modern approach. So this was the era, and I'm going to show you in the next lesson or in the next session. I'm going to elaborate on motivation types and leadership skills types. Okay, so be with me and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Goodbye.